Greetings, fellow Trekkies and Trekkers. Well, time for day 7 of Star Trek Timber. So let's start things off with the Schizoid Man. The Federation starship, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, is en route to provide medical care for the reclusive but respected scientist Dr. Ira Graves, who lives with only his assistant, Corinne Brianon, on a remote planet. When the crew receives an emergency distress call from a nearby transport ship, Captain Picard selects to send an away team composed of Data, Counselor Troy, Lieutenant Worf, and Dr. Sealar to see to Dr. Graves, while Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pulaski stays aboard the Enterprise, which leaves to attend to the transport. The away team finds that the request for medical assistance was made by Kree without Graves' knowledge, and though resentful, he allows Sealar to examine him. Sealar determines that Graves has Darnay's disease, an incurable terminal disease, and has only 3 weeks to live. So the team begins to collect Graves' research and records to preserve them after his death. Graves recognizes Data as Nooning Soon's creation, and claims he taught Soon everything he knew, which asserts that if Soon is considered Data's father, it will make Graves his grandfather. Graves and Data begin to spend significant time alone together, during which Graves reveals that he has developed a method to transfer his consciousness to a computer, allowing him to live indefinitely. Data in turn reveals that he has a shut-off switch, which he says could be used to precipitate his own version of death. Oof. Later, Data reports to the away team that Graves has died. The Enterprise returns and retrieves the away team along with Karina Graves' body, and Graves is given a funeral ceremony. Data delivers a grandiose glowing eulogy, surprising the crew. When he later whistles, "If I only had a heart," echoing a habit of Graves', who had told Data he resembled the Tin Woodman when entering a turbolift, Picard decides that his uncharacteristic behavior warrants an examination. Although no physical anomalies are detected, Troy's psychotronic stability test suggests there are two personalities within Data: his original one, and one that is foreign and dominant, and threatens to replace Data's original personality entirety. Picard realizes that Graves has transferred his mind into Data. Meanwhile, Graves, in Data, reveals the truth to Karine, and while passionately proposing that she do the same so they can spend eternity together, accidentally breaks 2 bones in her hand due to Data's superhuman strength. Picard tries to persuade Graves to give up Data's body voluntarily, noting the harm he is causing to those he loves. Graves knocks the captain unconscious. When Picard awakens, he and his security team find Data in his quarters. Data is back to his old self, and Karine finds that Graves has transferred himself out of Data and into the Enterprise's computer, but only his knowledge, not his consciousness. The human part of Dr. Graves has been lost. Aw, that's sad. So anyway, let's look at some notes about this episode. This is the first TNG episode dealing with the human mind transferred into an android. The second is the 7th-season episode, Inheritance. The title of this episode is a reference to an episode of The Prisoner, also called The Schizoid Man, as the role of Dr. Ira Graves was originally slated to be played by Patrick McCoogan, who starred in the earlier series. Schizoid personality disorder is not related to multiple personality disorder. Graves' terminal disease is labeled Darnay's disease. This is likely a reference to the theme of the episode. At Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Darnay has a lookalike replacement, Sidney Carden, that saves him from death. Wow, that's kind of interesting. So overall, I see this as a pretty enjoyable episode nonetheless, and the whole thing without transferring consciousness to someone else is actually kind of interesting. So overall, I give The Schizoid Man 4 warp cores out of 5. Well, join me soon as we take a look at Unnatural Selection. So, until then, live long and prosper, everybody.